Hello, today we have Mark White, CEO of Nexalin Technology, trading on the Nasdaq under the ticker NXL. Mark, welcome back.
Craig, it's great to see you, and it's great to be a part of the Red Chip community.
For investors who are just learning about Nexalin in this new year, 2026, how would you describe the company's mission? And why do you believe neurostimulation is positioned to play a major role in addressing the global mental health crisis?
Okay, so our mission is to become a leader in what we internally call the brain health movement. In other words, how can we improve the quality of life for our customers, our patients that are becoming customers of the company? How can we improve their life with a safe and very effective treatment without side effects? How do we intend to do that? By understanding, first of all, what medication does and does not do for patients. And perhaps most importantly, how does the brain function? And how are we able to build a technology and design technology that literally will collaborate or communicate with the brain to address the issues associated with mental health, ultimately quality of life?
As you have said so many times, Mark, mental health may be the issue of our time. The market for mental health is projected to exceed, get ready for this, 500 billion by the end of the decade. Unbelievable. While neurostimulation alone is expected to reach $11 billion. Where do you believe Nexalin fits within that landscape over the next several years?
Okay, Craig. So, one of the hardest parts about doing interviews is my answers need to be short and precise. But let me give it a try. Okay, first of all, I would challenge the 11 billion number. I think that 11 billion is significantly higher. I think that that's partly because neurostimulation is still being embraced by the traditional pharmaceutical or medication model. So that's number one. Number two, how do we intend to be a part of that community? Again, this industry, mental health and quality of life related to mental health, has been burdened with a lack of efficacy or a lack of response. They've had side effects, and in many ways, they actually take away from the quality of life. Antidepressants, great example. You may not be depressed, but you're not able to have normal, healthy functions. Your body is starting to gain weight, et cetera, et cetera. So the idea is to be safe and effective without any types of side effects, no adverse events at all. And that's the future of Nexalin Technologies' clinical and business model.
Mark, you've already touched upon question three here, but let's explore it anyway. What differentiates your technology, once again, from other neurostimulation approaches?
Okay, now here's the really hard part. Okay, neurostimulation. The idea is to stimulate the brain in some sort of using some type of energy and promoting or evoking a response that will correct the underlying cause of the mental health issue. Some use magnetic energy, transcranial magnetic stim. Some use direct current stim. Some use light. Some use sound. Nexalin Technology has a new and very robust computing system that literally creates frequency energy, just like the frequency energy that's in the brain. And if you're able to stimulate the brain with a patented system so that no one else is able to offer that type of treatment, but if you're able to offer the brain a stimulation that is completely undetectable to the brain, that is 15 times more powerful than all the other types of technologies I just mentioned. Remember, power is depth of penetration. Depth of penetration is response. Response is efficacy. And we do that without having any type of safety issues, any type of risk issues, any type of adverse events. So why is Nexalin different? Is because we use a natural electrical energy pattern, just like what's already in your brain, my brain, and everybody watching. And when you're able to emulate the natural electrical frequency patterns of the brain, you have an entire landscape of opportunities to communicate with the brain and literally reset the brain.
Mark, peer reviewed data published in Radiology showed improvements in cognition and brain connectivity in mild Alzheimer's patients. How significant is this for Nexalin to be publishing in top tier journals? And what does that say about the credibility of your platform?
All right. I know at the end of this Q&A, you're going to ask about the value proposition. So I'd like for everybody to listen up here. This is really important. That's a very good question. All right. We know currently that Alzheimer's and dementia is becoming a global epidemic in our senior population. We know that at this point, there is no real treatment in the foreseeable future. And what I mean by that is they're able to manage certain symptoms and certain issues associated with Alzheimer's dementia with a very difficult side effect profile, very risky. Of course, what I'm referring to is medication. And what I want to propose to you and to everyone else listening, and that article and two other articles that have recently been published, they indicate that at this point, our specific type of frequency waveform, so a frequency-based electrical waveform undetectable to the human body, actually penetrates the areas of the brain associated with plaque buildup, protein buildup, the tau protein, and various other types of proteins that are involved in dementia. And what we are actually seeing is a reduction in the plaque buildup in the brain. And more importantly, or as important, we're beginning to see a slowing of the cognitive decline. So what the peer-reviewed publications are showing is the very early strategic steps that the entire Nexalin clinical team has put together to address the need for a successful, safe, and effective treatment for Alzheimer's dementia. And for the first time, as far as we're concerned, in this type of neurostimulation, we're actually seeing a slowing of the cognitive decline and a reduction in the plaque buildup of the brain. This is the beginning of a very exciting, still somewhat unknown conclusion to a clinical strategy to address the underlying need for safe and effective treatment for our parents and grandparents that are suffering and losing their cognitive ability.
Incredible versatility of your platform, Mark, beyond Alzheimer's. You've shown improvements in depression, PTSD, insomnia, and even blood pressure. How should investors think about the breadth of indications your technology may ultimately address?
So we know that the future of health in general, not just mental health, is obviously going to involve the brain. And all the data that you just cited, so that's great data, and it really validates the technology. But what I want everybody to remember is when you come away from this call, although we are proving how extremely unique the Nexalin waveform is and its ability to literally reset this organic supercomputer called your brain and subsequently provide the body with a healthy response. The fact is that this is the beginning of that journey, and where our focus is mood, memory, and military. So mood and anxiety, depression, insomnia, military, PTSD, memory, Alzheimer's, dementia, cognitive decline. So the future is mood, military, memory.
Mark, as investors look ahead over the next 12 to 18 months, what key milestones, clinical, regulatory, or commercial, should they be paying closest attention to?
Best question of all. Okay. Historically, all of you will remember over the last 2 to 3 years working with Redchip, I've kept you informed and all of our investors informed of our accomplishments in research, development, hardware design, our Halo headset, our digital platform that controls the entire digital experience. Everything that we've been working on over the last 2 years, I've been able to keep everyone updated through these webinars. Now, what's coming? I can tell you that now we are launching, after pre-sub meetings with the FDA, 3 to 4 different meetings with the FDA. Our trials are now designed. They are now going through final IRB approvals, and the FDA clinical trials will begin. And what we're predicting or forecasting is that in the next 12 to 18 months, we will see applications to the FDA and approvals for treatment indications in one two or more of the mood, military, or memory programs that I just mentioned.
As you said, we're going to wrap up with that essential value proposition, Mark. Give it to us. Why should anyone care about Nexalin right now?
Because all of you care about someone that you love that's struggling with some type of a mental health issue. And the future of mental health treatment is going to be based in digital medicine. Medication has a time and a place, it has side effect profiles and risk. The future is digital medicine, effective, safe digital medicine that is monitored and prescribed by your doctor through some type of a digital experience. This is not a consumer over the internet type of toy. It doesn't operate off two AA batteries. This is truly the future of FDA medical devices and successful, safe, and effective treatment that is basically completely undetectable to the human body, no side effects, no risk, and we run 75 to 90% effective. That is the future. That is the value of Nexalin Technology, is we are the leader in non-invasive brain-based health called neurostimulation.
That is an emphatic and memorable way to wrap things up, Mark. Thank you.
You're welcome. Everybody, I hope everybody has a great year in 2026. Goodbye.